But the Electoral College system is a bad system. It was set up so long ago. I wish we could change it. It should be.
So you don't feel like this was a fair election? Because it looks like Donald Trump won fair and square.
How did he win fair and square? Hillary had more votes. More human beings voted for Hillary. This isn't fair. We didn't get one vote. You didn't get a vote. It's just like back in the day when your vote was 1/3.
So the Electoral College, you're somebody who wants to blow that up. You want to get rid of Electoral College?
Just count the votes. It's ridiculous.
Frankenstein's monster of a system. The Electoral College is just not fair. It's archaic, it's anti-democratic, the antithesis of one person, one vote. Of course it's racist. That's what liberals are telling us. To be fair, their consternation does make sense. At first glance, it seems unfair. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by perhaps 200,000 votes. Why is Donald Trump president? Well, I'm glad you asked. Why don't we have a direct democracy where the popular vote determines the president? Well, first of all, how many direct democracies can you name? That's right, you probably can't because they don't exist anymore. Think Athens, Rome, feudal times. Direct democracies turn into tyranny. It's also been called mob rule. As James Madison himself said, pure democracies have, in general, been as short in their lives as they have been violent in their deaths. Our founding fathers knew the blood and treasure shed by the American colonists, their friends and their families, to fight for the freedom from tyrannical British rule, and they didn't want that freedom to just be temporary. So let's simplify this. Originally, James Madison, he's the man who wrote the Constitution. He planned for a representative republic, which we have, in which the people's representatives to Congress elected a president. It would have been like how Congress elects their own Speaker of the House. But there's a problem with that. The Founding Fathers knew politics, they knew politicians. They were worried about the corruption and collusion in Congress if only Congress elected the president. Oh, how right they were. So what to do then? How do you avoid the tyranny of the majority inherent to a pure democracy, a short-lived system that soon wastes, exhausts, and murders itself, according to John Adams, that the framers of our Constitution knew via history would not last the rest of their own lifetimes, while still allowing the sense of the people to be reflected in the new America? Enter the Electoral College. Each state has the number of electoral votes equal to their number of representatives in the House and in the Senate, for a total of 538 electoral votes overall. Except for 2 states, Maine and Nebraska, the other 48 have a winner-takes-all system, where all electoral votes are awarded to one candidate. And this is where it gets interesting. This is where many liberals who are protesting in the street and shedding tears over the supposed injustice of the Electoral College, they miss the point. This system was put into place to protect the minority voice. States that have a sparser population, these people still matter. It's absolutely brilliant. It's astounding, in fact, that men in breeches and knee buckles created a system that incorporated everything. They avoided tyrannical mob rule. They prevented the immediate downfall of the American empire by creating a representative republic instead of a direct democracy. And they protected the least among us, the minority voice, the overlooked, by establishing the Electoral College system. To put it in even simpler terms than that, protecting individual rights isn't easy. Our founders wanted to do that anyway, and they wanted our nation to last. So they protected individual rights via federalism, via the Electoral College. And the result? Well, as George Mason declared, notwithstanding the oppressions and injustice experienced among us from democracy, the genius of the people must be consulted. And under the electoral system, so it is. And that's my final point tonight. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. You know by now I read all your tweets. Also, if you like the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. Remember, we were promoted to prime time, so we're coming to you every night at 9 p.m. Eastern now. Don't miss us tomorrow at 9. And until then, have a good night.